This winter, 14 snow parks in Washington will not be opening. What this means to sledders, and more importantly, what this means to you in this week's Warren Report. Hi, I'm Will from Washington Offroad Recovery Network. This week's top story, 14 of Washington's 89 snow parks will not be opening this winter. When I talked to seasoned riders, they told me that they weren't surprised by the decision. Many of these snow parks haven't seen significant snow in years, and by not maintaining these areas, it frees up resources for more popular areas. Additionally, some of these areas are just lower sections of a larger network. So realistically, this does seem like a good compromise overall. Now, this is a temporary closure and will be reevaluated in the future should funding be available. So my question was, what will become of these 14 areas this winter? Well, these areas will be open for general use. However, there is still a chance of encountering some snowmobiles from other sections. My advice is that if you're in these areas this winter, use caution. Should you come across groomed snow, stop immediately. You've most likely driven into another snow park, and the fines for driving through a snow park can be pretty steep. Stuck vehicles can only be removed with a tracked vehicle. Now, this has been an issue in the past, and Warren does not currently have a tracked vehicle. You will have to hire this out, and it will be quite costly. I'd like to take a moment to give a special thank you to Glenn over at Snowjammers. He took the time to help me wrap my head around all this. Snowjammers is a family-friendly snowmobile group based out of Puyallup. If you're interested in getting into sledding, this is a great group, and I will leave a link in the description for you. In sadder news, the Navy has confirmed that an E-18 Growler has crashed northeast of Packwood on Tuesday night. So far, there's been no report of the aircrew's status. So if you're in this area, just know that there will be search and rescue crews and the removal of debris in the coming weeks. You may remember the Pioneer fire that caused so much havoc in the Lake Chelan area. I'm happy to report that this is officially contained. They closed out the incident on October 4th. The fire lasted 118 days and consumed an estimated 38,735 acres. Whew. The burn scar will continue to have issues in the coming years, and as the foliage regrows, this is always a thing that happens. We may see slides and settling in the area. We will probably also see a bunch of morel mushrooms, which are delicious. Sometimes I can't tell when a fire is actually closed out. The updates of the fire just stop coming in. So it takes a little bit of research sometimes to figure out when an incident is officially over. Now, what you see down here in WABDR Section 1 is the Williams Mine Fire. Now, the latest update that I could find is from October 9th. The fire has consumed over 13,092 acres and is now 41% contained. Now, this fire does affect WABDR Section 1, so plan accordingly. Now, the good news is, up here in South Wenatchee is a Silchuk fire. Now, this was affecting WABDR Section 3 in South Wenatchee. As far as I could tell, this fire has been put out and is now fully contained. It no longer registers on any of the maps. So that should be cleared. I would give it some time. Make sure all the fire apparatus and teams are out of the way. This dip down here, that is us. We're in week 42 right now, and normally we would see the lowest amounts of recovery requests around this time. Now, if the trend holds true, of course, we are going to see our uptick in winter recoveries. We are getting colder weather. We did just see a little bit of snow in the passes this week. It looks like fall is finally in full swing and colder weather is finally settling in. I'm super happy about this. The weather gurus are calling for a lot of like a very wet winter. We are now getting the atmospheric river that's hitting Vancouver Island. We've seen a section of Mount Baker Highway has already closed, and it seems like it's only a matter of time before SR 410 and 123 are closed as well. So winter is in full swing, and we are going to be so busy here pretty quick. We did have 3 recoveries last week. Our first and second recovery take place in Zone 9 near Mattawa. We had a Jeep Cherokee and a Honda CR-V stuck in a wash. We got the request at 1750, and we were able to get a team out to them pretty quickly. I've never actually been out to Saddle Mountain. It looks really cool. It reminds me of some places in Cloacum that I've been. Let me know in the comments what your favorite place is to wheel in Central. I'd love to spend some more time out there next summer. Now, our third request takes place here in Longview in Zone 2. Now, this Suburban was stuck in the sand. The tide was coming in and speed was a factor. We were really lucky to have some volunteers that were close. We got the request at about 1900 and we got them out pretty quickly. I really want to thank the volunteers who participated in this week's recoveries. Without volunteers like you, none of this would be possible. All right, so now it's your turn. I would love to see some pictures from your latest trip. Tell me where the adventure took you. Make sure to include your social media tags if you want me to share those too. Also, if you have any updates on trail conditions or closures, I would love to read those. Part of the goal of these weekly reports is to make it easier for you to plan your next adventure. The information on closures is spread out through multiple outdated government websites. Some of these contradict themselves, and we always try to gather the latest reports, and I would love to share that information with you. So drop me a line at reports@WashingtonOffroadRecovery.org. Yeah, that's a long one. I'll just put it in the description. Don't worry about it. In closing, I just want to take a moment to thank all of our volunteers here at Warren and our admin staff, of course. So far, our volunteers have logged over 13,092 miles and 641 hours on missions. It's crazy to read. It really is. The admin staff like me, you know, we don't bother keeping time records. We don't get paid, so there's really no point. That's all for now. If you'd like to hear more from us and, you know, future reports and possibly future content if you're interested, like, subscribe, whatever. Until next time, tread lightly, and I'll see you on the trail.